Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is the ugliest ship of all time. It is also very impractical, and I'm going to completely redesign the motors because, or the thrusters. I'm gonna remove all the thrusters, and I'm gonna completely redesign it because, bleh. There we go, much better. You know, ugly I can handle. Impractical, no way. Okay, so now we just have a lot of welding to do, but I'm thinking I don't really want to, I don't want to weld this up by hand. I really don't want to weld this up by hand. Ooh. Well, I can do a little bit of welding really quickly just by doing this. And then I should be able to just say on, and it'll weld that up, and then I can turn that around and do the same thing with the other side. But how do I do the rest of these? I mean, I could run pipes out, and by the time I did all that, I could weld it up by hand. You know, as much work as I've been doing on this, and as much as I plan to do, because we still have to make the drop pod system, and I'm still going to be expanding. I intentionally left the back engine free, thruster free, because I didn't want to lock myself in just in case I want to like add another room in the back or something like that. So thinking that because of all of the expansion I'm doing, I really wouldn't mind having my own little welder grinder ship that can kind of go and, you know, do this kind of stuff for me. I spent a long time grinding all those engines down and one by one bringing it's about 4 trips per engine thruster. I really need to say thruster, especially now that they actually have a hydrogen engine and a hydrogen thruster. Gotta say thrusters and not engines. Yeah, let's make ourselves a little small grid guy. And I'm thinking I'm going to try and make it so that it can like land right back here and connect in by a cargo thing. Cargo thing. By a connector. My brain is not braining today. Okay. Happens sometimes. Have I mentioned that I'm ADHD? Yeah. Actually, I'm officially going to find out soon. I took a neuropsych eval, and I am going to be going in just a couple of hours to get the results. I'm going to find out just how ADHD I am. And a few other things. I guess I'm going to get an IQ score, too, like an official one. Should be fun. Or depressing. I'm not really sure which. Anyway, let's make a small grid grinder and welder. And I'm also thinking that for these small jobs where there's just like one little thing laying on the ground after I've ground down a whole bunch of stuff, I can take the little guy out and kind of pick up the missing pieces. I mean, this can do a lot, but it's hard to get finesse with those, so yeah. Oh man, you know what? This is gonna bug me. I have to deal with this because I'm ADHD. Alright, item number 1 is we're gonna need a space large enough to actually build and land this thing. So let's do that. Here, we'll start with these. And then we'll do these. These. That could be good. That could be good. What do you think? Kind of like the gentle slope there. Why not?
Energy low.
Energy low. Tell you what, I'll weld these up, but get some energy first. Let's do a rotor. We'll use the rotor trick to start it. Because I don't think I really want a landing gear. It's just kind of unnecessary. Rotor 3 is temporary. We want to add a small head. There we go. And, oh, and I want to lock that thing. Rotor lock. There we go. And now what we'll do is throw on a bunch of little guys that are going to get thrown away, but temporarily need to be there because I need to make a connector. I want it to attach there. I want it to be like right in line. I think that'll do it. It's green, but it's unable to place. Just a little bit too close. Okay, so we're going to go back into that rotor. And we're going to change the rotor displacement. We're going to go out. Then we'll put it in. What? How are you still unable to place? We can fix that. We'll go out one more. Are you kidding me right now? I'm just going to give myself lots of room to place this and try it out. Because, I mean, like, can I place it back here? Yes. Can I place it right here? Yes. Can I place it? No. Weird. That is really far away. I didn't expect that. Well, we'll put it here. And I don't think rotor displacement's going to solve this problem. It's not nearly close enough. I swear I've done this before. Like, I've made... Yeah, that's not even close. I've made ships this, like, by sticking a connector, like, right on the other one. It just does not want to let me do that. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to build the ship off of this, and then we'll actually use the thrusters to get it into place. So off of the connector, I want a cargo box. I think I'm going to go, if I can fit it, I want to do a large one. And we've got some smalls on that side. That's good. Yeah, so a large one will give us the most space for storing things. So we are going to want to store things. Is there a small? Yeah, there's small on top and bottom and right and left and all that. Ooh, wait, is this... Oh, that's right. Large... Okay. Large cargo containers on small grids have something really cool. I'd forgotten about this. That's a small one. I want the large one. They have small connectors on 3 sides and large on 3 sides. So if I do this, then I get large connectors on the left and right. See, like that, there, and then I get smalls on front, top, etc. By the way, now that I'm looking at this small connector and thinking about whether I want to, you know, personally fly this, I think I do want to personally fly this, and there's a reason for that. I have the brand new DLC. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there is a new DLC that just came out for Space Engineers that adds some decorative blocks, and there's a lot of controversy about it. I personally think it's a great idea because none of them are like really required, and it works even if you don't have the DLC. They are still working on the details, just so you know, and with the initial release, anyone that doesn't have the DLC can see it, but they can't even interact with the blocks. They're switching that up, and in a couple of weeks they're releasing an update, and they're making it so that if you don't have the DLC, you can't build them, but you can actually interact with them, which is good, because if you're playing with other people and you can't interact with the blocks that are right in front of you, that's lame, and that sucks, and I'm glad they're fixing that. All that to say, there is a new cockpit, and it's called the Industrial Cockpit. And for those who have been around for a long time and are big fans of Sage, you might find that a familiar idea because he made one, and oh shoot. So this industrial cockpit is beautiful, but it has a small conveyor on the top, 2 on the back, and I kind of wanted to connect to... I can't do that. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll connect it like this. There we go. And now I'll put conveyor tubes from there to there. And that'll get me oxygen and stuff while I'm sitting in there, once I have everything else figured out. Okay, let's try this guy out. So, as you can see, there's some really good visibility in this cockpit, and there's 3 screens right in your face. All the cockpits now have screens that actually work, which is really cool. And this is not a DLC thing. This is just a recent update thing. And you can go in and you can actually define what each one of those cockpits does. So each one of those LCDs does. So, like, the top left screen is currently running the energy and hydrogen display. But I can change that to an analog clock, or to, I can make that one velocity. And then I can make the center one the artificial horizon. And then we'll leave the right one with the gravity. Why not? I don't really have anything else I need there. Maybe energy. Also, you see how it says keyboard and numpad? So you can actually set the numpad, which if you can't see that right now, but if I hold down the Alt key and glance down, I've got, see that little numpad there? And then right here in front of me, this is the keyboard, as it says. Let's change that one. So I can set that one to be a digital clock, and that shows my, like, local time. That's the time on my computer. I like that. And there's a whole bunch of, like, if you go around to the various different blocks, there's all kinds of screens now that you can change that you couldn't change before. And any LCD screen can also have all those same built-in scripts. And all those scripts are things that you could actually set up before just going to the workshop, but now it's built in. The really basic stuff like a clock or artificial horizon is just built into the game. Okay, we need more things on this, like power. So let's set up, I'm thinking, should we do a large? No. Let's do batteries, and I'm also realizing I didn't give myself much room to build here, did I? I think I need to make this, yeah, let's remove this cockpit. We're going to make this whole thing a little longer. Yeah, let's do a conveyor junction, actually, out here. It'll give me a little bit of room to do other things instead of a regular tube. Now, these guys have large all the way around the outside, and then smalls on the top and bottom. So I'm going to do the larger ones. And then, shall we do tubes? Or I could actually put on full-size pistons on here, couldn't I? Ooh, that'd be weird. I love weird. Can I? Oh, no, there aren't full-size pistons for small grid. There's just the small pistons. So never mind. Forget that. Pretend I didn't say that. So we'll do just some straight tubes. Yeah. Oh, shut up. So whiny. You know what? Hang on. Where's that rotor? Rotor 3, share inertial tensor. Thank you. That is so much better. Are you curious what share inertial tensor means? Let me tell you. Oh. I'm out of stuff. And I made a few changes. Actually, I'm going to show you guys some other changes I made. I don't have the parts right now, and I turned Izzy's auto crafting off temporarily because I was in the middle of moving a bunch of stuff around. So one of the things I did was I took out a bunch of these small cargo containers up here. They weren't really being used. I have still the middle row is cargo containers, but on the outside, I replaced them with assemblers all the way. So I added 6 assemblers to the system, which just makes Izzy run faster when it's building and auto crafting and that sort of thing. But then I turned off auto crafting and auto deconstruct and all that kind of thing. But there's actually a really cool feature of Izzy's that I want to do. So we're going to put in a button panel here. And we're going to set up, let's see. if we come over and look at like all of this craziness, we should see that, yeah, there we go. So assemblers, craft off, uncraft off. So we can actually come over here and configure these buttons. So if we choose Izzy and we hit run and we type in auto disassembling, actually let's do auto crafting toggle, and then we'll do another one here, run auto disassembling toggle. It should allow us to switch that live without having to go into the script and make changes. That's what I keep doing, is I go into the script, change it in the configuration, recompile, blah, 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 blah. Is that rotor not sharing inertial tensors? Rotor servers. It is sharing inertial tensors. I don't know why it's shaking around then. So sharing inertial tensors is supposed to make it so that the grid on the inside and outside of the rotor basically move together as one, I think. Clearly I'm somewhat wrong about that, but anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe I need like a landing gear to lock that thing in place. I'm getting distracted because ADHD. Well, ADD. Everybody calls it ADD. It's technically ADHD, even if you're not hyperactive. All right, lock. Landing gear. This one. Lock. Lock. Lock, 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 lock. Is that not the one? Lock. Lock, lock, lock. Oh, that's the one down. Oh, it says it's locked. That doesn't look locked to me. I mean, the green means locked, but it's still bouncing around. Nah, whatever. Okay, so I want to turn auto crafting on. And yeah, there you go. See how crafting is on? And now we should be able to see over here, it should be showing that it's making metal grid. Why are you making metal grid? Steel tubes. We got plenty of steel tubes. What did I do wrong? Okay, well, it's doing things. That's good. We'll let it do things. I mean, I need the metal grid anyway. Did I try to grab it from the wrong place or something? So whiny. Probably. I probably tried... Was I dumb and tried to grab it from here? That's probably what I did. Silly me. Alright, so I'm thinking a large atmospheric thruster for the middle. Like, I'm going to just put one right here in the middle. Why not, right? And I put 2 small reactors here and here. And since we're still connected to the grid, it's got power, and then I was able to put uranium in. And then I threw an oxygen generator here, which should be able to, once we put in the cockpit, we'll pipe that in and feed it that way. And then I'm thinking I'm going to put a battery back here. Like right here. Because I don't need 2 oxygen generators, and I think 1 large battery. There we go. I think 1 large battery should do the trick. I was thinking about putting in small batteries, because there's now those small batteries, but honestly, I think it's better to have, like, 1 big battery, like, right there. And it matches perfectly with the oxygen generator on the other side. So let's put this here, and this here, and... Oh, see, and that's too far that way. I need to shift those out. So there is a very special block for that I've only used a couple of times in my life, called a conveyor frame. I missed it. Where is it? there it is. And the conveyor frame just adds a one small block area. So now we can put in a conveyor junction there and there. And we're going to need conveyor frames in between those. There. Yeah. That works, right? Okay, cockpit. Like that. Let's display
Energy
this.
low.
Well, you know what? In just a second, that will not be a problem. So now I can hop in here and refill my energy. And soon I'll be able to hop in there and refill oxygen and hydrogen as well. Actually, no, I should be able to do that already. So now the question is it connected properly? Oh, no. I didn't pipe this part up. That's kind of, yeah, I knew that. I knew that. There we go. So now I should be getting oxygen. Yep, there we go. Oxygen, hydrogen. Beauteous. So we have lift. We do not have like left and right, forward, backward thrusters yet. So we need to get those on there. And that's kind of it. Oh, gyro. I always forget the gyro. Well, I don't. I always almost forget the gyro. And then I think I'm going to go for small thrusters pointing in every direction. It'll be easier to lay them out. I'm going to do 6 pointing forward. We'll do, I think we can do like 5 pointing backward. Not much of a problem. We'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 pointing left and right. And I don't think I really need any pointing upward for quite yet. I've decided to name this thing the little bin. The big one is the recycle bin, right? So this is the little bin. And we're going to disconnect it. We're going to see what happens. Can this thing fly? That's the question. Yes, it can. Excellent. Now, I want to back this up and get it connected. Beautiful. Oh, let's turn off the thrusters. Here, I'm going to set up a thruster group. Little bin thrust. Toggle on off. We don't want those thrusters going. And I think I just saw some sparks, but oh well. I think we might have a functioning welder ship. Oh, well, okay. We need welders on our welder ship. Silly me. All right. Look at that. I like it. Now let's go take it out for a test drive. I want to get rid of this first. Okay, let's make sure we can fly. Yes. How well can we fly is the next question. So we can do 5 days like this. And yeah, braking seems to be pretty good. And actually braking while pointing forward is even better. I like this. This is actually doing pretty well. Okay. So I got one more thing I want to do, which requires us to be off the ground. I want to find a good spot, hopefully, for a landing gear. I initially was thinking I wasn't going to have a landing gear, but kind of wouldn't mind one. But I don't want it to be any further down than that. I want it to be like, I don't know, like, can I slip it up in there? So if I put a block like there, can I attach that there? Yeah. See, that works. And now I should be able to kind of just do this, and yeah, I'm locked in. Oh, and I just thought of another thing I need. I would really like to have a camera. Makes it a lot easier to... There we we go. Makes it... I might need to make that a little longer. No, normally I'd be locked in, so it's not a problem. Okay. I'd like to have a camera. It makes it a lot easier to connect in. So... where do I want that camera? And then I want the connector, switch lock, and camera view. And we're going to back up, connect, and locked. Turn off the engines, thrusters, turn off the thrusters, and then beauty. And then this guy can sit here like while we're flying around using the big guy, the big bin. Should I call it the big bin? What have I named this thing? I have no idea what I've named this thing. It is called Static Grid 791. It is now Big Bin. So there's Little Bin and Big Bin. As in recycle bins. By the way, did you notice the color scheme? I went for recycle bin blue. I don't know if that's around the world, but in the US, recycle bins are this color of blue, or maybe a little lighter, something like that. And then they've got a white symbol on them. And so I'm going to be like making some things white and some things blue. I need to do the same thing with this guy. But I think what we need to do now is load this guy up. Hopefully it'll still be able to fly. If I do large cargo container special, and actually I'm going to call this little bin cargo special so I can tell what it is. And then I'm going to go into custom data, which is not updated yet. There we go. Just took it a while. So now I can put in like exactly what I want. So what I want to look up is what does it take to make one of these guys. So a large thruster is there we go. A large thruster is 1100 motors. So we want to do like maybe 5,000 motors and 1,000 metal grid, large steel tubes, steel plates, and construction components. Large tubes, 500, I think. Oh, it's instantly full. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna have to, I mean, it's pretty much motors. So I'm gonna do 100, do 50. Even that doesn't fit. It barely fits enough for one of these guys. Wow. Okay. Well, now the next question is, will it fly with that kind of weight? Okay. Large thruster is on. Oh boy. Yep. There's not enough lifting thrust. Now I'm thinking about going back to vector thrust and throwing on a couple of rotors and... Okay, tell you what. I think... I think my cargo container just exploded for no apparent reason. Welcome to Space Engineers, everyone. So, yeah. I think that's enough for me for today. I'm actually out of time for recording anyway.
Inventory full.
And that was fun. That was great. Yeah. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I actually did. I like doing this kind of thing. I like building and coming up with new designs and like that sort of thing. It's like one of my favorite things about Space Engineers is, go figure, the engineering part. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy watching it. If you don't, please let me know. I want to know what parts of this you guys like and what parts you don't like. Because I know that it's not all interesting. And I love feedback. I love to know what you guys like, what you guys don't like, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, that kind of thing. Put down in the comments what you think I should do with this design. Like, scrap it and rebuild it, slap more thrusters on the side, give up and just do these thrusters by hand. I don't know. I think it's the right thing to do. I think that, it's... Well, anyway, we're not going to spend all day talking about it. Let's just do it in the next episode, in which I will see you. That was a weird way to do my outro thing. I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.